Woman is humiliated for being poor, but everyone was paralyzed when they found out who she was. Leave your kike, a comment about how you thought about this wonderful story, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our wonderful stories. A harsh beginning. Amanda, a 27-year-old woman, sat on the cold pavement outside a bustling restaurant in New York City. She wore tattered clothes, her face etched with the hardships of life on the streets. Her 5-year-old son, Charlie, clung to her side, his innocent eyes reflecting the struggles they had endured together. Every day, Amanda crafted and sold handmade bracelets, hoping to earn enough to feed Charlie and herself. They had been living on the streets for the past year, ever since Amanda's husband had abandoned them, leaving her with nothing but a few belongings and a broken heart. Life had been a relentless struggle, and Amanda had no one to turn to. On this particular day, Amanda's luck seemed especially grim. The weather was freezing, and the people passing by seemed even colder. Amanda's fingers were numb, making it hard to thread the beads onto the strings. Yet, she persevered, driven by her love for Charlie and her determination to give him a better life. Charlie, sensing his mother's distress, hugged her tightly. "Mommy, don't be sad. We'll sell lots of bracelets today." "I know it," he said, his voice filled with childlike optimism. Amanda managed a weak smile, ruffling Charlie's hair. "You're right, sweetheart. We have to keep trying." Just as Amanda was beginning to lose hope, a well-dressed woman exited the restaurant and approached her. The woman, elegantly clad in a designer coat and high heels, looked at Amanda with disdain. "Why are you sitting here, making the place look dirty? You should find a real job," she sneered. Amanda felt a wave of humiliation wash over her. She wanted to respond, to defend herself, but the words caught in her throat. The woman's words cut deep, a harsh reminder of the society that often judged without understanding. At that moment, a man in a tailored suit stepped out of a black limousine parked nearby. He had noticed the exchange from a distance and felt compelled to intervene. The man, named Michael, was a successful entrepreneur known for his business acumen and philanthropic efforts. He approached Amanda and Charlie with a gentle smile. "Excuse me, miss," Michael said to the haughty woman, "but I believe everyone deserves respect and kindness, regardless of their circumstances." The woman scoffed and walked away, muttering under her breath. Michael turned to Amanda and Charlie, his expression softening. "Hi, I'm Michael. I couldn't help but notice your bracelets. They're quite beautiful. May I buy a few?" Amanda, still shaken, nodded and handed him several bracelets. "Thank you, sir. They're $5 each." Michael pulled out a crisp $100 bill and handed it to Amanda. "Keep the change," he said with a warm smile. "Why don't you and your son join me for lunch? It's the least I can do." Amanda hesitated, unsure whether to accept such a generous offer from a stranger. But Charlie's hopeful eyes convinced her. They followed Michael into the restaurant, where they were seated at a table by the window. As they ate, Michael listened intently to Amanda's story. She spoke of her once happy life, the betrayal by her husband, and the relentless challenges she faced as a single mother. Michael was moved by her resilience and determination. "You're a strong woman, Amanda," Michael said, his voice filled with admiration. "No one should have to go through what you've experienced. I'd like to help you and Charlie get back on your feet." Amanda's eyes welled up with tears of gratitude. "Thank you, Michael. I don't know how to repay you." "Just keep fighting for a better future for you and your son," Michael replied. "That's the best repayment you can give." Little did Amanda know, this chance encounter with Michael would be the turning point in her life, setting her on a path to a brighter and more hopeful future. A ray of hope. The following day, Michael arranged to meet Amanda and Charlie at a nearby cafe. He had spent the night pondering how he could make a significant difference in their lives. He arrived early, sipping his coffee and glancing at the door every few minutes, waiting for them to appear. When Amanda and Charlie walked in, Michael waved them over. Amanda looked a little more hopeful today, though still wary. She had dressed Charlie in the cleanest clothes she could find, and he clutched a small toy truck that Michael had given him the previous day. "Good morning," Michael greeted them with a warm smile. "Please, have a seat." After they settled in, Michael leaned forward. "Amanda, I've been thinking about your situation. I want to offer you a job. It's nothing fancy, but it's stable work with a decent income." Amanda's eyes widened in surprise. "A job? Doing what?" "My company manages several properties in the city," Michael explained. "We always need reliable people for various roles. I'd like to offer you a position as an assistant in our office. It involves clerical work, organizing files, and helping with day-to-day tasks. You'd be working regular hours, and you'd get health benefits for you and Charlie." Amanda felt a mix of emotions: hope, disbelief, and an overwhelming sense of gratitude. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Michael. This means so much to us." Michael smiled kindly. "You don't need to thank me. You've been through a lot, and it's time you got a break. I believe in giving people a second chance." Amanda nodded, her eyes glistening with tears. "I won't let you down, I promise." Charlie, who had been listening quietly, tugged at Michael's sleeve. "Does this mean we won't be hungry anymore?" Michael's heart ached at the child's innocent question. "Yes, Charlie. It means you and your mom will have a place to stay and food to eat. You'll be safe." Amanda reached over and hugged Charlie tightly. "We'll be okay, sweetheart. Things are going to get better." Michael spent the rest of the morning helping Amanda fill out the necessary paperwork for her new job. He also arranged temporary housing for them in a modest apartment close to his office. It wasn't much, but it was a safe and clean place where they could start rebuilding their lives. Over the next few weeks, Amanda threw herself into her new role with determination and gratitude. She learned quickly, impressing her colleagues with her work ethic and resilience. Michael checked in on her regularly, offering guidance and support. Charlie started attending a local kindergarten, and for the first time in a long while, he had a sense of stability and routine. One evening, as Amanda was finishing her tasks in the office, Michael stopped by. "How are you settling in?" he asked. Amanda looked up and smiled. "It's been wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Michael. This job, the apartment, it's more than I could have hoped for." Michael nodded. "You deserve it, Amanda. You've worked hard, and you've been through so much. I'm glad to see you and Charlie doing well." Amanda hesitated for a moment, then spoke. "There's something I haven't told you. When my husband left, he took everything we had. I was left with nothing but the clothes on my back. I had to sell my wedding ring just to buy food. It was a dark time." Michael's expression softened. "You don't have to carry that burden alone anymore. You're stronger than you think, Amanda. And you have a bright future ahead." As the weeks turned into months, Amanda and Charlie's lives transformed. Amanda was promoted within the company, and Charlie thrived at school, making new friends and excelling in his studies. The bond between mother and son grew even stronger as they navigated their new lives together. One day, as Amanda was tidying up her desk, she found an old photograph tucked away in her bag. It was a picture of her, Charlie, and her late husband, taken during happier times. She looked at it for a long moment, then placed it back in her bag with a sense of closure. The past was behind her, and she was ready to embrace the future. With Michael's support and her own unwavering determination, Amanda had found a new purpose. She no longer felt like a victim of her circumstances. Instead, she saw herself as a survivor, capable of overcoming any obstacle. And with Charlie by her side, she knew they could face whatever challenges lay ahead. A glimpse of the past. Amanda's new job at Michael's company brought a sense of normalcy she hadn't felt in years. Each day, she grew more confident in her role, learning new skills and forming bonds with her colleagues. However, there were still moments when her past would creep up on her, casting a shadow over her newfound happiness. One evening, as she was sorting through some old files in the office, Amanda came across a familiar name, Daniel Whitmore. Her heart skipped a beat. Daniel had been her husband's best friend, and seeing his name brought back a flood of memories. Curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to look him up in the company's database. To her surprise, she discovered that Daniel was a major client of Michael's firm. The realization hit her like a ton of bricks. She had been working indirectly for someone who had been a significant part of her past life. She wondered if Daniel knew about her current situation. Had he ever tried to reach out after her husband left? Amanda couldn't shake the thoughts from her mind. That night, as she tucked Charlie into bed, she debated whether to mention anything to Michael. She knew it could potentially jeopardize her job, but she also felt a strong need for closure. The next morning, she decided to confide in Michael. She knocked on his office door, and he welcomed her in with a warm smile. "Good morning, Amanda. How can I help you?" Taking a deep breath, she explained the situation. "Michael, there's something I need to talk to you about. I found a file with the name Daniel Whitmore. He was a close friend of my husband. I'm not sure if it's appropriate to bring this up, but I felt I should tell you." Michael listened intently, his expression thoughtful. "I appreciate your honesty, Amanda. Daniel is indeed one of our clients, but I had no idea about the connection to your past. Do you want me to reach out to him? Maybe he can provide some answers or closure for you." Amanda hesitated. "I don't want to cause any trouble. I just felt it was important to let you know." Michael nodded. "I understand. How about this? We'll proceed carefully. I'll reach out to Daniel discreetly and see if he's willing to talk. You don't have to be involved unless you're comfortable." Relieved by Michael's understanding, Amanda agreed. Over the next few days, Michael contacted Daniel and arranged a meeting. He didn't mention Amanda's name, only that there was a personal matter they needed to discuss. The day of the meeting arrived, and Amanda felt a mix of anxiety and anticipation. Michael had assured her that she didn't need to be present, but she decided to stay nearby in case her presence was needed. She waited in a small cafe across the street from the office, sipping tea and trying to calm her nerves. Inside the office, Michael greeted Daniel and led him to a private room. "Thank you for coming, Daniel. There's something we need to discuss. It's a delicate matter involving someone from your past." Daniel looked puzzled. "Who are we talking about?" Michael took a deep breath. "Amanda Thompson. She's currently working with us, and she mentioned that you were a close friend of her husband." Recognition flashed across Daniel's face. "Amanda? I haven't heard from her in years. What happened to her?" Michael explained Amanda's situation, how she had been left with nothing and had struggled to survive. Daniel listened with a mixture of shock and guilt. "I had no idea. After James left, I tried to reach out, but I couldn't find her. I should have done more." Michael nodded. "She's not looking for charity or pity, Daniel. She just wanted some closure. If you're willing, maybe you can meet her and talk things through." Daniel agreed, and Michael arranged for Amanda to join them. When she entered the room, her heart pounded in her chest. Seeing Daniel after all these years was surreal. He looked older, with streaks of gray in his hair, but his eyes were still the same. "Amanda," Daniel said softly, standing up to greet her. "It's been too long." Amanda nodded, trying to keep her emotions in check. "Yes, it has. Thank you for agreeing to meet." They spent the next hour talking about the past, the unanswered questions, and the lingering pain. Daniel expressed his regret for not being there for her, and Amanda shared her struggles and triumphs. It was a cathartic experience for both of them. As they parted ways, Amanda felt a sense of relief. She had faced a part of her past that had haunted her for years. Walking back to her apartment, she felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted off her shoulders. Later that night, as she watched Charlie sleep, Amanda couldn't help but feel grateful for the second chance she had been given. With Michael's support and the closure she had found with Daniel, she knew she was on the right path. The future still held uncertainties, but for the first time in a long while, she felt truly hopeful. The unveiling of hope. Amanda's meeting with Daniel had left her feeling a mix of relief and renewed determination. With closure on that chapter of her life, she focused more intently on building a brighter future for herself and Charlie. Her work at Michael's company was going well, and she found herself embracing the opportunities and challenges that came with her new role. One afternoon, as Amanda was deep into her tasks, Michael walked into the office with a thoughtful expression. "Amanda, do you have a moment?" he asked. "Of course," she replied, setting aside her work. Michael sat across from her, his eyes serious yet kind. "I've been thinking about your situation and how we can help you move forward. You've been doing an outstanding job here, and I believe there's more we can do to support you." Amanda listened intently, curiosity piqued. "What do you have in mind? How would you feel about pursuing further education or professional training? We have programs in place for employees who show promise, and I believe you could benefit greatly from them," Michael suggested. Amanda's eyes widened with surprise and gratitude. I never thought that would be an option for me. It sounds incredible, but I'm not sure how I would manage with Charlie." Michael smiled reassuringly. "We can work out a schedule that accommodates your responsibilities as a mother. There are also childcare options we can explore. I truly believe this could open up many doors for you." The idea of continuing her education was both exciting and daunting for Amanda. She had always valued learning, but her circumstances had never allowed her to pursue it further. Now, with Michael's encouragement, she began to see a new path unfolding before her. "Thank you, Michael. I would love to explore this opportunity," Amanda said, her voice filled with emotion. Over the next few weeks, Amanda and Michael worked together to create a plan that balanced her job, studies, and responsibilities as a mother. Amanda enrolled in evening classes at a nearby community college, focusing on business management and finance. The coursework was challenging, but she was determined to succeed. Juggling work, school, and parenting was no easy feat, but Amanda was driven by the thought of providing a better future for Charlie. Each night, after putting him to bed, she would immerse herself in her studies, often staying up late into the night. The exhaustion was real, but so was her resolve. One evening, as Amanda was working on an assignment, there was a knock on her door. She opened it to find Michael standing there with a warm smile and a stack of books in his hands. "I thought you might need these for your courses," he said, handing her the books. Amanda's heart swelled with gratitude. "Thank you so much, Michael. You've been incredibly supportive. I don't know how to repay you." Michael shook his head. "No need for repayment. Just focus on your goals and keep moving forward. We're all rooting for you." As the months passed, Amanda's hard work began to pay off. She excelled in her classes, earning top grades and the admiration of her professors. Her confidence grew with each success, and she began to see herself not just as a survivor, but as someone capable of achieving great things. Meanwhile, at work, Amanda took on more responsibilities, demonstrating her growing knowledge and skills. Michael was impressed by her dedication and potential. He often sought her input on important projects, valuing her perspective and insights. One day, as they were discussing a new client proposal, Michael said, "Amanda, how would you feel about leading this project? You've shown incredible growth and capability. I believe you're ready for this challenge." Amanda was taken aback by the offer. Leading a project was a significant step, one that came with great responsibility. But she also felt a surge of confidence. "I would be honored, Michael. Thank you for believing in me." With Michael's guidance, Amanda spearheaded the project, coordinating with various teams and ensuring everything ran smoothly. The project was a resounding success, earning praise from both the client and the company's higher-ups. Amanda's leadership and hard work did not go unnoticed. Amidst her professional achievements, Amanda never lost sight of her primary motivation, Charlie. She made sure to spend quality time with him, taking him to the park, reading bedtime stories, and encouraging his curiosity. Her love for him was the driving force behind all her efforts. One evening, as they sat together on the couch, Charlie looked up at her with wide eyes. "Mommy, are we going to be okay?" Amanda smiled, brushing a strand of hair from his face. "Yes, sweetheart. We're going to be more than okay. We're going to be great." Her words were not just a promise to Charlie, but a testament to her own resilience and determination. Amanda had faced unimaginable hardships, but she had also discovered her strength and the power of hope. With each step forward, she knew she was building a better future for both herself and her son. As she tucked Charlie into bed that night, Amanda felt a profound sense of accomplishment. She had come a long way from the days of living on the streets, and she was determined to keep moving forward. With the support of Michael and the opportunities before her, Amanda knew that the best was yet to come. Challenges and resilience. With the success of the project led by Emma, her responsibilities at the company continued to grow. As she took on more tasks and her workload increased, so did the pressure. Balancing her job, her studies, and raising Charlie became a monumental challenge, but Emma was determined not to falter. One afternoon, after an exhausting day at work, Emma went to pick up Charlie from daycare. Upon arrival, the director, Mrs. Thompson, greeted her with a concerned expression. "Emma, can we talk for a moment?" Mrs. Thompson asked, indicating for her to sit down. Emma, feeling a knot in her stomach, nodded. "Of course, what happened?" "Well, we've noticed that Charlie has been more withdrawn lately. He doesn't play as much with the other kids and seems very quiet. I wonder if everything is okay at home." The comment hit Emma like a bucket of cold water. She had been so focused on her responsibilities that she hadn't realized something might be affecting her son. "I'm very sorry, Mrs. Thompson. It's been a very busy time for us, but I'll talk to Charlie to understand what's bothering him." That night, after dinner, Emma sat next to Charlie in their small apartment. "Sweetheart, Mrs. Thompson told me you've been a little sad lately. Do you want to tell me what's wrong?" Charlie, with tears in his eyes, hugged his mother. "I miss you, Mommy. You're always working or studying, and we don't have time to play like before." Emma felt her heart break. "I'm so sorry, my love. I know I've been very busy, but I promise I'll make time for us. You are the most important thing in my life." Emma decided that despite her many responsibilities, she had to find a balance. She began organizing her time more efficiently, dedicating Friday nights exclusively to Charlie. They played, watched movies, and read stories before bed, ensuring that he felt her love and presence. At work, although her responsibilities increased, Emma learned to delegate more tasks to her team members. Michael supported her in this decision, seeing how she handled situations with maturity and efficiency. "Emma, it's important to remember that you're not alone. You have a team that supports you, and you don't have to carry everything by yourself." Additionally, at university, Emma formed a study group with other students, which not only helped her manage her time better, but also provided the support and camaraderie of her peers. They shared knowledge, helped each other with assignments, and, most importantly, encouraged each other during tough times. One weekend, while Emma and Charlie were walking in the park, they ran into an old school friend, Isabel. After catching up, Isabel commented, "I followed your story on social media and I'm so proud of you, Emma. You've achieved so much." Emma smiled, feeling a mix of pride and gratitude. "Thank you, Isabel. It's been a tough journey, but I've had a lot of support. I don't know where I'd be without Michael's help and the motivation Charlie gives me." Isabel looked at her with admiration. "You're an inspiration. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask me. I'd love to help in any way I can." That conversation with Isabel reminded Emma of the importance of community and mutual support. She started getting involved in community activities, attending meetings and local events. She met other parents in similar situations, and they formed a support group where they shared tips and resources. One night, while attending one of these meetings, Michael unexpectedly showed up. "I wanted to see how you were doing and also contribute something," he said, handing a check to the event organizer. Emma, surprised, asked, "Michael, what are you doing here?" He smiled. "I wanted to show my support for your efforts and those of others. I've seen how much this means to you and wanted to be part of it." Over time, Emma realized that although life was full of challenges, she didn't have to face them alone. The strength of the community and the love of her son were her greatest inspiration. She was determined to keep moving forward, building a bright and promising future for Charlie and herself. New beginnings. As Emma continued to balance her work, studies, and motherhood, she became more adept at managing her time and responsibilities. Her dedication at work did not go unnoticed, and she was soon approached by Michael with an exciting opportunity. "Emma, there's an opening for a managerial position in our London office," Michael said one afternoon. "It's a significant step up and comes with more responsibilities, but I believe you're ready for it." Emma's eyes widened in surprise. "London? That's a big move. I need to think about it." "Of course," Michael responded with a reassuring smile. "Take your time. It's a great opportunity, but it's also a big decision. Just know that I fully support you, whatever you choose." Emma spent the next few days contemplating the offer. The prospect of moving to London was daunting, but it also presented an incredible chance for growth and a fresh start. She discussed the possibility with Charlie, who was now 6 years old and more perceptive of their circumstances. "Mommy, will we still be together if we move to London?" Charlie asked with a mixture of curiosity and concern. "Absolutely, sweetheart," Emma assured him, pulling him into a warm hug. "We'll always be together. This move could mean new adventures for us. New friends, new places to explore. What do you think?" Charlie thought for a moment and then nodded. "As long as we're together, I'm okay with it." With Charlie's approval and Michael's support, Emma decided to accept the position. The company arranged for their relocation, and soon they found themselves in the bustling city of London. Their new apartment was in a charming neighborhood, and Emma made sure to create a cozy and welcoming environment for Charlie. Starting her new role was both exhilarating and challenging. The London office was larger and more fast-paced, but Emma quickly adapted. Her team respected her for her dedication and innovative ideas, and she found herself thriving in the new environment. Michael, though back in New York, remained a constant source of support, frequently checking in and offering guidance. One evening, as Emma and Charlie were exploring their new neighborhood, they stumbled upon a small community center that offered various classes and activities for children and adults. Intrigued, Emma signed Charlie up for a painting class and herself for a yoga class. The community center quickly became a place of refuge and connection for them. Charlie made new friends in his class, and Emma found the yoga sessions to be a perfect way to unwind and meet other parents. One of the instructors, a kind woman named Sarah, noticed Emma's dedication and invited her to join a group of working mothers who met weekly to share experiences and offer support. Emma hesitated at first but decided to give it a try. The group, composed of women from various backgrounds, became a crucial support system for her. They shared stories, offered advice, and even helped each other with childcare when needed. Emma found solace in their shared experiences and formed lasting friendships. During one of these meetings, Sarah approached Emma with an idea. "We've been thinking about starting a mentorship program for young mothers who are struggling. Given your journey and how much you've accomplished, I think you'd be perfect as a mentor. What do you think?" Emma felt a surge of pride and excitement. "I'd love to. If my experiences can help someone else, it would be an honor." The mentorship program soon took off, with Emma at the helm. She worked closely with young mothers, offering guidance and sharing her story of resilience and determination. Seeing the positive impact she had on their lives was incredibly fulfilling. As the months passed, Emma and Charlie settled into their new life in London. Their bond grew stronger, and Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose. One day, while walking home from school, Charlie looked up at his mother and said, "Mommy, I'm proud of you." Emma's eyes filled with tears of joy. "Thank you, my love. I'm proud of us. We've come a long way, and there's still so much more ahead." Their journey was far from over, but Emma knew they could face any challenge together. London was just the beginning of a new chapter filled with hope, opportunities, and the promise of a bright future. Embracing the future. Emma's life in London continued to blossom. Her role at the company expanded, and she was soon recognized as a key player in their international operations. Despite the demands of her job, Emma never lost sight of her responsibilities as a mother. Her evenings were reserved for Charlie, ensuring that they maintained a strong bond despite their busy schedules. One day, Emma received a surprising email from her old friend, Rebecca, from New York. Rebecca was planning to visit London for a business trip and wanted to catch up. Emma was thrilled at the prospect of reconnecting with a familiar face and eagerly arranged a meeting. Rebecca arrived in London with the same vibrant energy Emma remembered. They met at a quaint cafe near Emma's apartment, where they spent hours reminiscing about their past and catching up on each other's lives. Rebecca was amazed by Emma's journey and the progress she had made. "Emma, you've come so far," Rebecca said, her eyes filled with admiration. "I always knew you were capable of great things, but seeing it in person is incredible." Emma smiled warmly. "Thank you, Rebecca. It's been a challenging but rewarding journey. I'm grateful for every experience that brought me here." As they talked, Rebecca shared her own experiences and challenges in New York. She mentioned that she was considering a career change and was inspired by Emma's resilience and success. Emma, in turn, offered her support and encouragement, suggesting that Rebecca consider exploring opportunities in London. A few weeks later, Emma's mentorship program at the community center hosted a special event to celebrate the achievements of the young mothers they had supported. The event was attended by community members, local businesses, and even a few media outlets interested in their success stories. Emma was invited to give a speech, and she felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Standing before the audience, Emma took a deep breath and began. "Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here today to celebrate the incredible journey of these young mothers. Each one of them has faced immense challenges, yet they have shown remarkable strength and resilience. Their stories are a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of community support." As she spoke, Emma's mind drifted back to her own struggles and triumphs. She realized how far she had come and how much she had grown. Her journey from a homeless mother to a successful professional and mentor was nothing short of extraordinary. "Today, we are not just celebrating their achievements," Emma continued, "but also the promise of a brighter future. Together, we have created a support network that empowers and uplifts. I am incredibly proud to be part of this community, and I look forward to seeing the amazing things these women will accomplish." The audience erupted in applause, and Emma felt a surge of pride and gratitude. After the event, many attendees approached her, expressing their admiration and appreciation for her work. Among them was a journalist who wanted to feature Emma's story in a prominent magazine. "Your journey is inspiring, Emma," the journalist said. "I believe your story will resonate with many readers and provide hope to those facing similar challenges. Would you be willing to share your experiences for an article?" Emma agreed, recognizing the opportunity to reach a wider audience and inspire others. The interview was scheduled for the following week, and Emma spent time reflecting on her journey, ensuring that she captured the essence of her experiences. The article, titled "From Homelessness to Hope, Emma's Journey of Resilience," was published a month later. It detailed Emma's struggles, triumphs, and the impact she had made through her mentorship program. The response was overwhelmingly positive, and Emma received messages of support and gratitude from people all over the world. One day, While reading through the comments, Emma received an unexpected email from her estranged family. Her parents, who had read the article, reached out to express their pride and regret for their past actions. "Emma, we are deeply sorry for how we treated you," the email read. "Reading about your journey has opened our eyes to the strength and courage you possess. We would love to reconnect and make amends if you are willing." Emma felt a whirlwind of emotions. She had longed for their acknowledgement and acceptance, but she also needed time to process their sudden reappearance in her life. After discussing it with Charlie and reflecting on her feelings, Emma decided to respond with an open heart. "Thank you for reaching out," she wrote. "It's been a long and challenging journey, but I am willing to take the first steps toward healing and rebuilding our relationship." Reconnecting with her family was not easy, but Emma approached it with the same resilience and determination that had guided her through life's challenges. They began with small, tentative steps, rebuilding trust and understanding over time. Meanwhile, Emma's professional life continued to thrive. Her innovative ideas and leadership skills caught the attention of the company's executives, leading to more significant responsibilities and opportunities. She was invited to join the board of directors, a testament to her hard work and dedication. As Emma balanced her roles as a mother, mentor, and professional, she remained deeply connected to her community. She continued to support the young mothers at the community center, expanding the mentorship program to include career counseling and educational workshops. Her efforts were recognized with several awards, and she became a respected figure in the local community. Through it all, Emma never forgot the lessons she had learned from her struggles. She taught Charlie the values of empathy, resilience, and the importance of giving back. Together, they volunteered at local shelters, ensuring that they remained grounded and connected to their roots. Emma's journey was far from over, but she faced the future with confidence and hope. She knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she and Charlie could overcome them together. Their bond was unbreakable, and their future was filled with endless possibilities. As she looked back on her incredible journey, Emma felt a profound sense of gratitude. She had transformed her life from one of hardship and despair to one of success, purpose, and fulfillment. Her story was a testament to the power of resilience, determination, and the unwavering support of those who believed in her. The gift of a new beginning. As Emma and Charlie settled into their new life, the Christmas season approached, bringing a sense of warmth and renewal. The city was adorned with twinkling lights and festive decorations, creating an atmosphere of joy and anticipation. For Emma, this Christmas held a special significance. It marked the first holiday season in many years where she felt truly secure and hopeful about the future. One evening, Emma received a call from Mr. Howard. He had been following her progress and wanted to meet to discuss a special project. They arranged to meet at a charming cafe near the office. As Emma entered the cafe, she noticed Mr. Howard seated at a corner table, a warm smile on his face. "Emma, it's wonderful to see you," he greeted her, standing to give her a friendly hug. "I've been hearing great things about your work and wanted to discuss an exciting opportunity." Emma took a seat, curiosity piqued. "Thank you, Mr. Howard. I'm eager to hear more." Mr. Howard leaned forward, his expression serious yet enthusiastic. "I've been planning to expand our company's philanthropic efforts, particularly focusing on supporting single mothers and their children. Your story and dedication to helping others have inspired me. I'd like you to spearhead this initiative." Emma was taken aback, overwhelmed by the trust and responsibility being placed in her hands. I don't know what to say. This is such an incredible opportunity." Mr. Howard smiled warmly. "You deserve it, Emma. Your journey and your commitment to making a difference have shown me that you are the perfect person for this role. You'll have the resources and support to create meaningful programs that can truly change lives." Emma felt a surge of gratitude and excitement. "Thank you, Mr. Howard. I promise to give my all to this project." They spent the next few hours discussing ideas and plans for the initiative. Emma's mind buzzed with possibilities, from educational workshops to financial assistance programs. She envisioned creating a network of support for single mothers, providing them with the tools and opportunities to build better lives for themselves and their children. As the meeting concluded, Mr. Howard handed Emma an envelope. "Consider this an early Christmas gift. It's a token of my appreciation for all your hard work and dedication." Emma opened the envelope to find a generous check, enough to cover several months of expenses for the new initiative. She was deeply touched by Mr. Howard's gesture and the faith he had in her. "Thank you, Mr. Howard. This means so much to me," Emma said, her voice filled with emotion. Over the following weeks, Emma immersed herself in the new project. She collaborated with local organizations, reaching out to single mothers in need and offering them support and resources. The response was overwhelmingly positive, and Emma felt a profound sense of fulfillment knowing she was making a real difference. Meanwhile, Charlie was thriving at school, making new friends and excelling in his studies. Emma's heart swelled with pride as she watched her son blossom in their new environment. Their bond grew stronger each day, built on a foundation of love, resilience, and mutual support. On Christmas Eve, Emma and Charlie decided to celebrate by hosting a small gathering at their apartment. They invited some of their new friends and a few of the single mothers Emma had been working with. The apartment was filled with laughter, music, and the aroma of delicious food. As they gathered around the Christmas tree, Emma reflected on how far they had come. She thought about the struggles they had faced and the incredible journey that had brought them to this moment. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the people who had supported them along the way, from Mr. Howard to the friends they had made in their new community. "Mom, can we open our presents now?" Charlie asked, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Emma smiled and nodded. "Of course, Charlie. Let's see what Santa brought us this year." They exchanged gifts, the room filled with joy and laughter. Charlie unwrapped a set of new art supplies, his face lighting up with delight. "Thanks, Mom. I can't wait to start drawing." Emma hugged him tightly. "You're welcome, sweetheart. I'm so proud of you." As the evening drew to a close, Emma stood by the window, looking out at the snow-covered streets. She felt a deep sense of peace and contentment, knowing that they had found a new beginning. Their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, together. Emma's phone buzzed with a message from Mr. Howard. "Merry Christmas, Emma. Your dedication and hard work continue to inspire us all. Here's to a bright future." Emma smiled, feeling a renewed sense of hope and determination. She replied, "Merry Christmas, Mr. Howard. Thank you for believing in us. The best is yet to come." As she turned off the lights and tucked Charlie into bed, Emma whispered a silent prayer of gratitude. Their journey had been filled with ups and downs, but they had emerged stronger and more resilient. Emma knew that with love, perseverance, and the support of their community, they could overcome any obstacle and create a bright, promising future. And so, as the first snowflakes of Christmas night began to fall, Emma and Charlie embraced the warmth of their home, ready to face the future with hope and courage. Unveiling the past. As Emma continued to work tirelessly on the philanthropic initiative, she found herself reflecting more on her past and how far she had come. She realized that to move forward fully, she needed to come to terms with her past. One day, while organizing files in her office, Emma found an old photo album tucked away in a drawer. Curious, she opened it and was immediately transported back to a time filled with both pain and joy. The first photo was of her and her late husband, Mark, holding newborn Charlie in their small, cozy apartment. She remembered the happiness they felt despite their financial struggles. Mark had been a kind and loving husband, always finding ways to make them smile even in the hardest of times. As Emma turned the pages, she relived moments of their life together, birthdays, holidays, and simple everyday joys. Her mind wandered back to the day everything changed. Mark had been working overtime to make ends meet, and the stress had taken a toll on his health. He collapsed one evening, and despite Emma's frantic efforts to save him, he passed away in her arms. The memory was still painful, but Emma felt a sense of peace knowing she had done everything she could to support him. A knock on the office door brought Emma back to the present. It was Mr. Howard, with a warm smile on his face. "Emma, I wanted to check in and see how you're doing. You've been working so hard. I hope you're taking some time for yourself." Emma smiled, touched by his concern. "I'm doing well, Mr. Howard. Just taking a walk down memory lane," she said, gesturing to the photo album. Mr. Howard sat down across from her, glancing at the open pages. "Those must be some precious memories. It's important to remember where we come from, but also to focus on where we're going." Emma nodded, feeling a surge of gratitude for the support she had received. "I've been thinking a lot about the past lately. It's hard to move forward sometimes when you're holding on to so much pain." Mr. Howard's expression softened. "I understand, Emma. Healing takes time, but you've shown incredible strength and resilience. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're all here to support you." Emma felt a weight lift from her shoulders. "Thank you, Mr. Howard. That means a lot to me." Later that evening, Emma decided to take Charlie to visit Mark's grave. It had been a long time since they had gone, and she felt it was important for both of them to pay their respects. They arrived at the cemetery just as the sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the rows of headstones. Charlie held tightly to Emma's hand as they walked to Mark's grave. Emma knelt down, placing a bouquet of flowers on the grave. "Hi, Mark," she whispered. "It's been a while. Charlie and I have been through a lot, but we're doing okay. We've found a new beginning, thanks to some wonderful people." Charlie knelt beside her, his small hand resting on the headstone. "Hi, Dad," he said softly. "I miss you. Mom says you were a great dad, and I believe her. I wish you were here to see how far we've come." Tears filled Emma's eyes as she listened to her son's heartfelt words. She wrapped her arms around him, holding him close. "We love you, Mark. You're always in our hearts." As they sat in silence, a gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the nearby trees, creating a soothing melody. Emma felt a sense of calm wash over her. She knew that Mark would always be a part of their lives, guiding them from above. The next day, Emma returned to work with a renewed sense of purpose. She met with her team to discuss the progress of the initiative and brainstorm new ideas. They decided to organize a community event to raise awareness and funds for single mothers in need. Emma was excited about the event and threw herself into the planning process. As the event drew closer, Emma received a call from an unexpected source. It was her estranged sister, Lisa. They hadn't spoken in years, ever since a bitter falling out over their parents' inheritance. Lisa's voice was hesitant but hopeful. "Emma, I heard about the work you're doing. I'm really proud of you. I was wondering if we could meet and talk." Emma was taken aback, unsure of how to respond. She had harbored a lot of resentment towards Lisa, but she also missed her sister. After a moment of contemplation, she agreed to meet. They arranged to meet at a quiet park where they used to play as children. When Emma arrived, she saw Lisa sitting on a bench, looking nervous. Emma took a deep breath and walked over, her heart pounding. "Hi, Lisa." Lisa looked up, her eyes filled with tears. "Hi, Emma. Thank you for meeting me. I've missed you." Emma sat down beside her, feeling a mix of emotions. "I've missed you too, Lisa. It's been a long time." They talked for hours, sharing their experiences and the pain they had both felt over the years. Lisa apologized for her actions, expressing deep regret for how she had hurt Emma. Emma, in turn, acknowledged her own mistakes and the role she had played in their estrangement. By the time they parted ways, Emma felt a sense of closure and a renewed bond with her sister. She realized that holding on to resentment had only held her back, and letting go allowed her to heal and move forward. The day of the community event arrived, and Emma was thrilled to see the large turnout. Families from all over the city came to support the cause, and the atmosphere was filled with joy and hope. Emma gave a heartfelt speech, sharing her journey and the importance of supporting one another. As the event came to a close, Emma looked around at the smiling faces and felt a deep sense of accomplishment. She had come a long way from the days of struggling on the streets, and she knew that this was just the beginning of a brighter future for herself and Charlie. That evening, as she tucked Charlie into bed, he looked up at her with a sleepy smile. "Mom, today was amazing. I'm so proud of you." Emma kissed his forehead, feeling a surge of love and pride. "Thank you, sweetheart. I'm proud of you too. We've come a long way, and we're going to keep moving forward, together." As Emma turned off the lights and closed the door, she felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. She knew that the journey was far from over, but she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With her son by her side and the support of her community, Emma felt confident that they could overcome anything and create a bright, promising future. A bright future. The day after the community event, Emma woke up feeling renewed. She looked out the window and saw the sun shining brightly. It was a new day and a new opportunity to move forward. As she made breakfast, she thought about all she had accomplished and how her life had changed in such a short time. Charlie joined her in the kitchen, still sleepy but smiling broadly. "Can we go to the park today, Mom?" he asked excitedly. Emma smiled, delighted by the idea. "Sure, honey. But first, we need to eat something and get ready." After breakfast, Emma decided that the park would be the perfect place to reflect on her future plans. As they walked, Charlie picked wildflowers, laughing and enjoying every moment. Emma felt grateful for her little boy and all they had overcome together. At the park, they found a bench under a large oak tree. They sat down and Emma watched her son play. She couldn't help but think about how a year ago they had been struggling to survive on the streets. "Mom, can I be an artist when I grow up?" Charlie asked, interrupting her thoughts. Emma laughed. "Of course. You can be anything you want." As Charlie sketched in her notebook, Emma pulled out her phone to check some emails. She came across a message from Mr. Howard, who had sent her a thank you note for her hard work on the initiative. In the email, he mentioned his interest in partnering with Emma on a new project to help families in difficult situations. The idea excited her and gave her a renewed sense of purpose. That afternoon, Emma returned home with a clear idea in mind. She began working on a plan for a non-profit that would support single mothers and their children. She wanted to offer workshops, resources, and most of all, a sense of community. With Mr. Howard's help and the support she had received, she felt ready to take this big step. As she wrote her proposal, Emma thought about the challenges she had faced and how each one had made her stronger. She had learned to never underestimate her worth and the importance of asking for help when she needed it. With each word she wrote, she felt more empowered and determined. Soon after, she received a call from Lisa, her sister. "Emma, I've been thinking about your project and I'd like to help you. We can work on this together," Lisa said, her voice full of enthusiasm. Emma was surprised, but also excited. They had been through so much, and the idea of joining forces was a positive step toward healing their relationship. Over the next few months, the two sisters worked tirelessly on their organization. As they became more involved in the community, Emma realized that there were many other mothers who shared similar stories. They bonded over their mission and began to create a support network. At one of their meetings, a woman stood up and shared her experience. "Thanks to Emma and Lisa, I have found not only help, but also friendship. I never thought I could get out of this situation, but here I am, ready for a new beginning." Emma felt a deep satisfaction upon hearing those words. She realized that every small effort she had made had a significant impact. In her heart, she knew that the fight for a better future would never stop, but she also understood that there was a powerful force in the community they were building. A year later, Emma organized a celebration event to commemorate the organization's achievements and honor all the women who had participated. The park was filled with laughter, music, and a palpable sense of unity. Charlie ran around playing with other children, while Emma chatted with the mothers, sharing stories of overcoming. At the end of the event, Emma took the stage to give a speech. Today we celebrate not only the achievements, but also the connections we have made. Each of us has a story, and together we can create real change in our lives and the lives of our children. Never stop dreaming and never doubt your worth. The crowd erupted in applause, and Emma felt a surge of emotion. She had found her purpose and her voice, and it all started with an act of kindness from a stranger in a restaurant. She looked at Charlie, who was smiling proudly at her, and knew her journey had only just begun. From that moment on, Emma and her son embarked on a new chapter filled with opportunity and hope. With their community by their side and a new vision for the future, they were ready to face any challenge that came their way, knowing that together anything was possible.